employment income, when employment mean when you are doing a job, you will get a salary, bonus, some benefits. Maybe your company is giving you car, fuel, accommodation. Mean all these things are your employment income. Your employer, your job is giving you. So you are employee. So in this whole chapter, you are employee. So you will get employment income, salary, bonus, and you will place in the non-saving column, and you have to pay the income tax. And in the trading income, just like in trading income chapter, you are employer, right? But in employment income, you are employee. You think that you are employee. So firstly, you can see the topic names covered in the employment income chapter. I have a list of topics. So one by one, we will discuss these topics. So first topic here is termination payments. Very important topic of this chapter. 3 to 5 marks examiner can test in the exam. Second topic of this chapter is NIC, National Insurance Contribution. Third topic of the chapter is share-based payments. Very important again. For 7 to 9 marks, examiner can test in the exam. Then basic employment income. Basic employment F6 level, TX exam level. Already we knew that. In F6 exam, we have a employment income format. Some specific format means salary, add bonus in the salary, add cash benefits, add non-cash benefits, and non-cash benefits. There is a list: car, fuel, accommodation, van. So all these have their specific formulas. You have to memorize them. And then less allowable deduction. And in F6 exam, there is a list of allowable deduction. You have to memorize this list and deduct from salary. And then finally you will get the employment income, right? If you remember.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's a
Yes,
F6
ma'am.
level. It's very easy. You can cover it easily. You just memorize the rules of car benefit, fuel benefit, non-cash benefits, right? So it's not
Yes, ma'am.
very much important in this level. So maybe 0 to 3 marks only examiner can test basic employment income. So these are 4 topics in this chapter we will cover in the employment income. Now first topic, termination payments. Terminate mean you are terminated, your job is finished. So when your job is finished, you will get 3 types of payments from employer. 3 types. So termination payments has 3 types. Wholly exempt. Wholly exempt mean all amount is wholly exempt. No tax. Second type is wholly chargeable. Mean all amount is chargeable to tax. And third type is in the next page, I think. No. Yes, the same. Below wholly chargeable, you can see the third heading, partially exempt payments. Partially means some amount is exempt and some amount will be chargeable. So first type is wholly exempt payment, statutory payment. So first in wholly exempt, number 1 type is statutory payment. Statutory mean are payment which is enforced by law. Mean by law your employer is bound to pay you amount. For in the, and you can see the statutory payment examples are, for example, number 1, redundancy payment. What is the meaning of redundancy? What is the meaning of redundant? Redundant means you are fired from job. Redundant, maybe for example company plan is changed and some new machinery is coming in the company. So company will fire some employees. Now machine will do that work. So your company is bound by law to pay you some amount when company will make you redundant, right? So you will get the
Yes, ma'am.
redundancy payment. So these are called statutory redundancy payments, and these are wholly exempt for you. You will never pay any tax on these payments. And second type of statutory payment is disability payment. Mean during work, if you will get injured, your employer by law is bound to pay you some amount, and that is called disability payment, and that is wholly exempt. So these names, if examiner will give you in the exam, then what are the tax implication? You just say these are wholly exempt.
Ma'am.
So when examiner will say statutory redundancy payment and disability payments in the exam, what are the tax implications? So what is your answer? These are just wholly
What is
exempt, and you will get
exempt?
full marks. And number two, in the wholly exempt payment, number two is payment from approved pension plan. If your employer is paying from approved pension plan, that is wholly exempt for you. You already knew that in the personal pension contribution made by employer and personal pension contribution made by employer is wholly exempt for employee, right? Already we discussed.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Now the second type is wholly chargeable. So which payments are wholly chargeable for the employee? Number one, any payment made under the contract. Just like, for example, in bracket, you can see notice period payment. What is the meaning of notice period payment? For example, you are my employee and you will say to me that you are leaving the company, you are going to another big company. Then your employer will not allow you to leave without any notice, because I will give you some expertise while working with me, right? So I can't
Yes,
allow
ma'am.
you to leave suddenly. You have to give me notice and then you can leave my company, right? So this
Yes.
period, for example, 2 months, I don't want you to allow to leave right now. You will be bound for 6 months. 6 months you cannot leave. So this 6 months which I am bounding you in a contract period, this period is called notice period, which you can't leave my company. Okay. For example, 3 months you
Mm-hmm.
can't leave. So this 3 month period is notice period. I am bounding you in a contract that you cannot leave me for 3 months, for 6 months. So this is called notice period, and I am liable to pay you that notice period payment. And these are wholly chargeable for you. But just please highlight the word contract and notice. Highlight these two words. These two words are very important. If examiner will use the word contract or notice, then you just say that these are wholly chargeable. Okay. If contract word and notice word is given in the exam, you just say that these are wholly chargeable. Simple. Done. And number two,
Yes, ma'am.
any payment made from unapproved pension plan is also wholly chargeable. That's it. Now the third type is partially exempt payment. Which payments are partially exempt? You know, uh, I already told you statutory payments mean by law. Statutory mean by law. These are wholly exempt. Contract payments are wholly chargeable. You already knew that. So statutory are wholly exempt. Contractual payments are wholly chargeable. So now tell me, if the payments are not statutory, not contractual, then other than statutory and contractual payments, if any other payments you will receive, all other payments will go to the third partially exempt category. Simple. So other than statutory and contractual payment, if you receive, then which type of these payments are partially exempt payments?
Partial.
Yes. Because you already knew statutory payments are always wholly exempt. Contractual payments are wholly chargeable. So then if you get any other payments, then those are partially exempt. And what are the types of partially exempt? Number one, ex gratia payments. Ex gratia mean, for example, your employer is happy from your performance. Then if he is happy, then he will give you bonus, gifts, right? So ex gratia mean if he is happy with your performance and he is giving you some payments, mean just like bonus, gifts. So then these are called ex gratia payments, and these are partially exempt. And second type of partially exempt is payment made under court order. Mean, for example, unfair dismissal. Unfair mean suddenly I will say that just leave my company. That's unfair dismissal. Without notice, I'm just fired you. So now court will order that your employer is bound to pay you some amount, and that is called partially exempt payment. But what partially mean? How much amount is exempt? There must be a specific amount. How much? So you can see the next heading, limit of exemption. Up to 30,000 pound is exempt. So what is exemption limit? 30,000 pound.
1,000.
Next heading, reduction of limit. Mean, remember, this limit of 30,000 will be reduced if wholly exempt payments are also received. Means, for example, in the question, if wholly exempt payments mean which are wholly exempt? Statutory redundancy payments, right? Statutory redundancy payments, disability payments if given in the exam. So for example, wholly exempt payments are in the question 20,000, and partially exempt payments are, for example, 40,000. So now how to use this exemption limit? Your exemption limit is 30,000. So firstly, wholly exempt payment will use this limit 20,000, and then remaining exemption limit is 10,000. So now who will use this exemption limit? This partially exempt payment. So 40,000 is your partially exempt payment. So out of 40, 10 will be exempt. Then remaining 30,000 partially exempt payment will be chargeable to tax. Got the point?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the point. So we will do the question on it. Please open your WhatsApp list of questions. I sent you list last time.
Okay.
And 1 second. You can see in the WhatsApp list of questions, question number 4, practice question 4, an employee is paid. Can you open?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so an employee is paid termination payment of how much? 65,000. Yes.
65,000.
65. Which include statutory redundancy payment of 17,000, notice period payment 20,000, and rest is ex gratia. And the person has received a salary of 27,000 during the year. Calculate tax payable. So tax payable, your requirement is tax payable. But firstly, we have to start the working of employment income. We have to calculate the employment income first. So in this question, what is your salary, employment income salary?
27,000.
Add termination payments. Termination payments. And in this question, first is statutory redundancy payment. statutory redundancy payment is wholly exempt, no tax.
Exempt.
But it is 17,000. You already knew that.
Mhm.
And notice period payment is wholly chargeable, which is
Chargeable.
20,000. So you have to add in the salary. And rest is balance is ex gratia payments. What is the balancing amount? Ex gratia payments. Total 65 minus 17 minus 20,000.
28,000.
28. But firstly, we have to decide of this out of this 28,000, how much amount will be covered in the exemption limit and how much will be chargeable. So firstly, we will start a working to check the exemption limit. Exemption limit, which is 30,000. But rule is who will firstly use the exemption limit? Wholly exempt payments.
They will exempt.
Statutory redundancy in this question, 17,000 will use the exemption limit. So what is the remaining exemption limit?
18,000.
13,000. Now, secondly, ex gratia mean partially exempt payment will use the limit. Out of 28,000, 13,000 will be exempt. So what is chargeable amount?
15,000.
It means this 15 out of 28,000, only 15 will be chargeable. So 15 you have to add in the salary. Now what is the total employment income?
Sixty-two thousand.
62,000. And you know, employment income will go to non-saving column. So employment income 62,000 less personal allowance 12,500. What is taxable income? What is taxable income?
49,500.
Okay, so out of up to basic band 37,500, rate is 20%, 7,500. And how much amount falling in the higher band? 2,000 at the rate of 40% is equal to
800,000.
so
800, sorry.
yes, income tax liability
8,300.
that's it. But I just want to ask you a question here. For example, if you in this question I am amending now, I will tell you a new thing now. For example, in this question, your statutory redundancy payments not 17,000. For example, these are 40,000. Okay. So it means
Okay.
your remaining exemption limit will be 0 because all
Zero.
statutory payment will use all 30,000. So now out of 30, nothing is remaining, 0 remaining. It means then ex gratia all 28 will be added in the salary, all will be taxable then. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That is a new thing I just told you here. So next question is your home assignment.
Okay.
Just give me 2 minutes. I am coming back. Give me 2 minutes break and then I will join again.
Okay.
Call you then.